So now we start on the capital structure question, the choice of debt and equity. And we're going to start really with a sort of more theory end of this, which is ultimately a question that has a lot of theoretical aspects. So we're going to talk about the Modigliani-Miller propositions, and we're also going to make extensive use of the capital asset pricing model. Now, I realise that it could be a little of an issue amongst some of you. So a lot of you doing other finance courses will come across the CAPM in other variations. The CAPM is central to a lot of finance. So for those of you, you'll be familiar or possibly even bored of the CAPM. For some of you, the CAPM will be new and slightly intimidating. So I should highlight that it isn't, for our purposes for this course, we don't need to know all the technical details of the CAPM. The key is to think of the company's beta as a measure of how risky it's perceived in the market. Now, the actual wrinkle of the CAPM is risk is defined in a special way. It's defined relative to the market, not just as a pure issue of volatility. But for our purposes, all we need to know is this beta is a measure of how risky the firm is. High beta, high risk, low beta, low risk. And obviously what you're going to see, which is important capital structure, is the more debt you have, the higher your beta becomes. And that's really the key question of a capital structure, is how much risk can you load onto equity. So that's something that you may have to spend a little bit of time on if you haven't done the CAPM in other modules. Other than that, as I say, we're focusing a little bit on the sort of introduction to the idea first, and then we'll come on to issues like tax as we go along. And then we also, I should highlight, for this, the first topic, you don't need to worry too much about debt betas. So in the book, there's some discussion of debt betas. I wouldn't, unless you're interested, go into that too much. We're really going to focus on equity betas for the purposes of this module. So with that in mind, let's start looking at the capital structure question.